You see, people always try and put you in a box, categorize you, try and manipulate what others think about you based on your past, your achievements, your pool of deeds, and your own insecurities. However, what you have of priceless value is your ability to have faith in an expected end for your destiny and your soul, despite nothing in your life looking like you'll have that end. Without that, people like Mandela might have died in jail without faith in the expected end that apartheid would be a thing of the past in South Africa. Without faith, people wouldn't have built the kind of companies, ministries, marriages or homes that they have, because all that takes imagination, it takes belief, it takes faith, action, movement, and just this real inner sense of belief. Without faith, your mind is dead because it does not realize its full potential of being able to live its dream of dreams on earth as it is in heaven. Ultimately, however, one needs to have faith in their life because other people will limit you to the end of their mind or their estimation of what they believe you can achieve. Therefore, that pond is far too small and does you a disservice in not truly being able to surpass even your own dreams. For instance, I will never forget what when Michelle Obama first came to London after her husband Barack Obama took office at the White House. She delivered such a warm, heartfelt speech to inner city girls at a London school that the speech received more coverage than most of her engagements that trip. Almost choked with tears, she said that where she was in life was so much bigger than she would have ever dreamed, hoped or expected. It was bigger than her dreams. And she said she truly was no different. And this, I'm just talking about Obama, Michelle Obama, if you've just tuned in. Michelle Obama basically said that she was truly no different as a child to any other girl sitting in that auditorium listening to her. And with the sincerity that rarely escapes, the lips of political officers or their spouses, she said her conclusion, therefore, was that anyone could be in her position, the position she found herself in. What a long way indeed Michelle Obama came. After that speech, I couldn't help but Google her senior paper thesis at Princeton University, where she talked about racial divide. She'd entered Princeton, you see, from a very humble background, in part due to sheer hard work and seeing her older brother entering an Ivy League school, and in part because of affirmative action. My experiences at Princeton have made me far more aware of my blackness than ever before, the future Mrs. Obama wrote in her thesis introduction. I have found that at Princeton, no matter how liberal and open-minded some of my white professors and classmates try to be towards me, I sometimes feel like a visitor on campus, as if I really don't belong. Regardless of the circumstances under which I interact with whites at Princeton, it often seems as if to them I will always be black first and a student second. Yet Mrs. Obama walked in faith, believing in an expected end of where her dreams would take her, and it certainly took her all the way to the White House. That's why Deuteronomy 7:9 states and confirms, therefore, that know therefore that the Lord thy God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that loves him, and keeps his commandment to 1,000 generations. And James chapter 2 verse 24 further confirms, you see then that a man is justified by works and not by faith alone. Eternal salvation, not only on earth, but when our eternal soul journeys to the afterlife, justified by our works, not just by our faith, as we often see in life. Therefore, if you just tuned in, you're listening to me, Amanda Clinton, here at Vibe FM, the soul of the capital, and I'm just talking about how faith without works is dead, because I ultimately believe that movement takes us to our destiny, belief in an expected end, despite nothing in our lives showing that expected end, takes us to our destiny. Anytime, someone says, we can't achieve something, we can't do something, they limit us to their estimation of how far far we can go. We can walk in faith because, sometimes I think most of us even surprise ourselves in how far we've come. Therefore, faith is the only real currency, along with spiritual currency, that we should be sowing into. And this is Our Father's House, the show that airs on Vibe FM, building God's spiritual house using a variety of platforms, including radio. And this show is dedicated towards spiritual messages based on building the individual soul, because I truly believe that as human beings, we carry the most valuable possession that we have, which is our soul. And it is the most valuable possession because it is the only thing that will allow us a peaceful journey in this earth and a peaceful journey in the afterlife. Therefore, we should all strive to be the best negotiators that we can be in terms of just building our spiritual currency to last this lifetime and the afterlife, because ultimately, as I always say, it's kind of my mantra, but it's also the Bible's mantra. What does it benefit a man if he gains the world and loses his soul? Because ultimately, your body will die, your soul will move on, and you need to build up that spiritual currency. Therefore, today's message is about faith without works is dead. Therefore, I just hope that as you go into your day, as your morning starts, as your day starts, that you just walk into an expected end, that you will reach your destiny, and that we are so much more than just flesh. We are more than flesh, more than ego, and more than our carnal selves. Therefore, we should strive to be better than who we are in the physical, because we have such a huge dream inside us that we can realize, a huge dream inside us that we can realize, because, as I've cited with the examples of Michelle Obama, with Mandela, and all these people, they walked in faith and expected end, with nobody telling them a predestined end, that you're going to be the first lady, or you're going to be the first black president of South Africa. But they walked in this expected end. Therefore, we should challenge ourselves, challenge who we are, in spite nothing in our lives showing that we're going to get that expected end, in spite nothing in our past in terms of what we've done showing we're going to get that expected end. We should just walk in faith, because our God is a faithful God. Our Christian God is a faithful God that has not brought us this far, that has not kept on keeping breath in us for no reason. We still have breath. If you have breath, then God still has a purpose for you. Therefore, I hope you've enjoyed my message here at Vibe FM. My name is Amanda Clinton, building God's spiritual house using a variety of platforms, including radio. And I just hope you tune into my daily broadcasts, which air from 6:45 to or 5:45. It's far too early in the morning, you see. 5:45 to 6 every morning. And I also I'm going to be airing on an ad hoc basis. I'm going to start also doing some early Sunday morning broadcast live, because I've been doing a lot of recordings and just realised that the best way to reach people is live, where you're at, and to just spread the word of God, because our God is a faithful God. Our Christian God is a faithful God. Therefore, you're tuned into Vibe FM with me, Amanda Clinton. I hope you join me tomorrow for my show, Our Father's House, building God's spiritual house using a variety of platforms, including radio. Have a fantastic morning. Thank you.